Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have Day of Solidarity and Multi-Sectoral Community Development. For the international scene, the World Bank predicts a slowdown until 2023. Welcome to our newsroom. The Ministry of Social Affairs Solidarity, in collaboration with the association Lead Djibouti, organized on Saturday, January 8, 2022, the Day of Solidarity and Multisectoral Community Development in Wea, West Goda, in the region of Tajura. A large delegation led by the member of the parliament, Hussein Abdul Qadir Ali, accompanied by the vice president of the regional council of Tajura, Abdul Qadir Umar, and composed respectively of various parliamentarians from 4 regions of the interior, senior officials from this locality, as well as benefactors from the sector, took part in this event. The delegation was welcomed at the site by the elders of the region, the customary authorities, the local community, and by a jubilant crowd. This Day of Solidarity and Community Development is part of the National Week of Social Action and aims to support vulnerable families in remote areas of the Goda region to provide sustainable support to these poor communities, such as women, the elderly affected by social difficulties and weakened by the adverse effects of the climate hazards. This Day of Solidarity, which allowed mobilizing several partners of the private sector and the organizations of the civil society. For his part, the president of the regional council the vice president of the regional council of Tajura, Mr. Abdul Umar, has indicated that these targeted solidarity actions will help improve the livelihoods of vulnerable communities, strengthen their capacity to adapt, overcome organizational difficulties, make existing social structures operational, management committee, cooperative and mutual society, and diversify their local economy. The movement of the United and Indivisible Youth organized this Saturday, January 15th, at the Sheraton Hotel, a workshop to raise awareness of the youth on the importance of digital citizenship for youth. The objective of this workshop is to raise awareness among young people, in particular, and internet users in general, to a responsible use of the internet and social networks, and to encourage them to become good and responsible digital citizens. Beyond this awareness, the youth and all the youth are called to imitate these sensitizations with the other target from all social strata. Several communications were transmitted to the youth during this workshop. The Secretary General of the Youth Movement, Suleiman Ali Suleiman, and the panelists have in turn invited the youth to strengthen the culture of digital citizenship for the development of our country. At the end of this workshop, the participants did not fail to welcome the initiatives and express their satisfaction and promise to become responsible young digital citizens by transmitting the messages to their peers in their respective community and the neighborhoods by considering changing their behavior to act as ethical and responsible digital citizens. They also wished that the workshop be replicated in the commune and in the interior regions. The president of the youth movement, One and Indivisible, Mr. Ahmed Mogola, urged the youth to act as ethical and responsible digital citizens because digital citizenship is an asset, an opportunity for the development of our country. The King Fahad Complex hosted yesterday the 5th day of the National Handball Championship. On the men's side, it was the Republican Guard against Ali Sabih. Before closing, the girls with the Republican Guard against the Sport Youth. The games were played to the ovations and cheers of an electric audience who came from all over to support their favorite team. It was the Republican Guard this day as they won both the men's and women's games, kicking off hostility with a hard-fought 26-21 win for the men. In the girls' game, the Republican Guard lived up to its bidding by dominating its opponents of the day with a short scores of 27-13. We are looking forward to the next days, which promises to be exciting. It is a success history of three young boys, Abdul Qadir Ibrahim Kile, Robles Suleiman Musa, and Hanad Abdurrahman. All three graduates of the University of Djibouti have taken a different path, that of entrepreneurship. They had the ingenuity to open a container restaurant, a new kind installed in a container. It offers the same gustatory experience as in any other restaurant, an idea that seduces many very well arranged and strategic points of sale that is located opposite the University of Djibouti. Among other restaurants, this new space of consumption is urban in the spirit of street food and focuses on quality product cooked on site and at prices defying any competitions of the restaurant offers a new kind. I am a student, he said. I am a student of the University of Djibouti. I have a degree in history with a specialization in archives. Today, me and my friends have started on an entrepreneurial venture. So we opened this restaurant thanks to the OWL group who supported us. As you can see today, it works very well, thank God. This idea of opening a container restaurant was born following a discussions between these three friends. Once this idea had germinated, they began to inquire, knocking on the doors of several public institutions. After several disillusionment, it is a patron from the OWL group who gives them all the necessary elements, the first tools, and even of financial support. These benefactors of the OWL group will facilitate a meeting with these young people with the Minister of Social Affairs, Rufa, who will register them in the ASERI program, the assistance program for students of the University of Djibouti from the interior regions. Today, the restaurant of these young entrepreneurs is among the best, and the choice is not lacking, since one can choose among several dozens of dishes payable of with D-money around noon and during break times. This restaurant is taken by storm by students but also employees of the university who came to buy. It is a real gastronomic experience, contemporary and attractive. For the international scene, the street of the Tunisian capital emptied early this Friday morning. So only a few rare patrols of police vehicles were ensuring compliance with the curfew imposed as part of the fight against the epidemic of COVID-19 in the country. The government adopted on Thursday a battery of measures, including the ban of public gatherings, and promised to intensify vaccinations operation. Health controls at the borders will be strengthened. Travelers will be subjected to systematic tests before entering Tunisia. In addition, the authorities have recommended to their populations not to travel to the most contaminated areas of the country. Since December 2020, Tunisia has implemented a vaccination path for access to public buildings and shopping centers. It is also supposed to be applied in coffee and restaurants, but many people are still struggling to enforce it. The effigy of the African-American poet and activist Maya Angelou in 1928 to 2014 is featured on a new generation of quarters, the famous American 25-cent coins, the first of which have been minted by the United States Mint and will soon be put into circulation. These are not collectors' item, but coins that will be produced in large volumes for everyday use. They will be minted in Philadelphia and Denver, according to a statement released Monday. This is the first time of a U.S. coin or bill that is not from a limited editions collector series depict an African American woman. It is the result of a late 2020 vote in Congress on a bill by California Democratic Assemblywoman Barbara Lee. Until now, the 25-cent coins, the most widely used in the U.S. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.